This is Channels Television's breaking news.
It's a breaking story, and the National Center for Disease Control, that's the NCDC, they have announced and the confirmed coronavirus cases has risen to 97 in Nigeria after 8 new cases were recorded this evening. 2 of the new cases are in the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT, 4 in Oyo State, 1 in Kaduna and 1 in Osun State. The NCDC has announced that confirmed coronavirus cases in Nigeria has risen to 97 after 8 new cases were recorded this evening. 2 of the new cases are in the FCT, 4 in Oyo State, 1 in Kaduna and 1 in Osun State. Well, away from COVID-19, several homes were damaged in the early hours of today after an explosion in Uluabo, a suburb of Akure, the Ondo state capital, located along the Akure-Owo Expressway. According to the State Police Commissioner, a vehicle which was conveying some explosive devices to a quarry company in Edo State developed mechanical faults. The blast went off while it was being fixed. The governor led top government officials to the scene, advising that people should move away from the area in order to be safe. We have some sports stories now. Here's Kayode Alayande.
Good evening and welcome to Sports News. Manchester City have signed over the use of the Etihad Stadium to the National Health Service, NHS, to use it however they need in the ongoing fight against coronavirus. The Premier League champions are the latest football club to make the gesture, and the offer stands for as long as the NHS needs it. The stadium will get its first use next week when the NHS will use the facility to run training courses for staff involved in the front line of the treating of the pandemic. The Uruguayan Football Association, AUF, has announced that almost all of its staff, including coach Oscar Tabarez, have been laid off owing to the coronavirus pandemic that has frozen sports activities worldwide. The federation said the measure was to send all its staff to collect unemployment insurance, including Tabarez, who has been the coach of the Uruguayan national team since 2006, leading them to a World Cup semi-final and a Copa America title. The AUF said it is also suspending all outside contracts in all categories and was maintaining only essential services for the basic needs of the institution. Uruguayan football, like all public events, was suspended on March the 13th until further notice. Juventus players and coaching staff have agreed to take a wage cut for the next 4 months amid coronavirus pandemic. The agreement is set to be worth around 90 million euros to the club's wage bill, although an increase in pay would be renegotiated if and when the Serie A season is back underway. In a statement, Juventus announced the club will reduce the wages it will pay out to its employees, including head coach Maurizio Sarri and Cristiano Ronaldo, for the months of March, April, May and June. The reigning Serie A champions have had 3 players test positive to coronavirus: Daniel Rugani, Blaise Matuidi and Paulo Dybala, who are all in good health conditions. And Spanish La Liga club Espanyol have asked labor authorities in Catalonia to allow them to cut player and staff salaries by 70% while football is suspended owing to the coronavirus pandemic. The Barcelona-based outfits, who are bottom of the La Liga, are amongst a number of clubs set to take a huge financial hit owing to the suspension of football in Spain, one of the countries worst hit by COVID-19. Espanyol said that the proposed reduction regards players and coaching staff from the men's and women's first teams, Espanyol B, and youth teams. And of course, that was made unilaterally for reasons of urgency. And that will be all on sports news tonight. Back to Millicent.
Outside Nigeria, the Taliban has refused to negotiate with a team announced by the Afghan government in a potential setback to the next steps in the United States brokered peace process. A Taliban spokesman says the group will not negotiate with a 21-member team as it was not selected in a way that included all Afghan factions. On Thursday, the Afghan government's Ministry of Peace Affairs announced the team with U.S. Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad, praising the move as inclusive. The U.S. signed a troop withdrawal deal with the Taliban in February, but progress on moving to negotiations between the group and the Afghan government has been delayed by a feud among Afghan politicians. Negotiations have also been delayed due to the disagreement between the Taliban and the government over the release of prisoners and a possible ceasefire as preconditions for further talks. To our breaking story that the Nigeria Center for Disease Control announcing the confirmed coronavirus cases has risen to 97 in Nigeria after 8 new cases were recorded this evening. And the main news again, the NCDC today announced the confirmed coronavirus cases have risen to 97 in Nigeria after 8 new cases were recorded this evening. 2 of the new cases are in the FCT, 4 in Oyo State, 1 in Kaduna and 1 in Osun State. Also today, the Kaduna State Governor tested positive for coronavirus in a video announcing his status. The governor said he had gone into isolation and the Deputy Governor is charged with a task force on COVID-19. And that's News at 10 tonight. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker. Have a good night. Stay safe.